I listened to a message where the person stated that there are three entities of man: the mind, the flesh, and the spirit. He stated there is a difference between your mind and your spirit, and discernment is not a function of your mind or intellect. I could relate to what he had said because of the text saying, "For what man knoweth the things of man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so, the things of God knoweth no man, but the Spirit of God." That's 1 Corinthians 2:11. But I still wasn't quite settled and at peace, and knew I had to search to really understand what was being said. I needed to do what the Bereans did with Paul and Silas and search the word for myself to see if those things were so. I also hear people say, "I was troubled in my spirit," or "my spirit is not at peace." You even hear people talk about being spiritual and not religious. I don't know if that's exactly related, but I really wanted to see what the word had to say about what this spirit is. In the New Testament, the Greek word for spirit is pneuma, which means breath, wind, spirit, thoughts, depending on the context as to how it's translated. The divine energy or life principle that animates human beings. In the Old Testament, the word ruach has a similar translation. The word pneuma, spirit, comes from neo, to blow or to breathe. Pneuma is also used for various aspects of the personality, as in Galatians 6:1. Brethren, if any person is overtaken in misconduct or sin of any sort, you who are spiritual, who are responsive to and controlled by the Spirit, should set him right and restore and reinstate him without any sense of superiority and with all gentleness. The King James Version says, a spirit of meekness, keeping an attentive eye on yourself, lest you should be tempted also. So in 1 Corinthians 2:11, for what a person receives, knows, and understands what passes through a man's thoughts, except a man's own spirit. Pneuma, meaning private thoughts, desire, and intentions and plans within him. Just so no one discerns, comes to know and comprehends the thoughts of God, except the pneuma, spirit of God. In that passage, it seems to blend the thoughts and mind of man and the spirit of man. The Message Bible renders that portion, whoever knows what you're thinking and planning, except you yourself. The way God communicates to us is through our minds, through our brain nerves. And the flesh is the aspect of us, our physical aspect that has sin in it that fights against the mind. We are born with a carnal mind. And when the carnal mind has been surrendered over to God, then He gives us a spiritual mind, which is joined in by the Holy Spirit, giving the human mind, our mind, the ability to see and to understand what He has to say to us. I will continue to seek understanding, knowing that the Holy Spirit's eyes are what I continually need to spiritually discern and learn. I also understand that in our humanity we have been tainted by sin, and it is an ongoing process for God to clear up our perceptions of what He must tell us. The more I learn, the bigger the chasm seems to be between what I know and what I need to know. I'm just sharing.